Pisces, hi. I'm going to do a general reading today for Pisces. And as it's a general reading, it may not resonate with everyone. If it does resonate for you, however, I'm doing an extended reading, and the information for that is on, in the box below. Also, I am open now for personal readings, and the information for that's in the box below as well. And I'm also doing love readings once a week. And so the information, it's on my channel, so check it out. And I'm doing a soulmate reading and a prosperity reading once a week. So yeah, check my channel out. It is growing. All right, so we're going to start with the Llewellyn deck and the Celtic Cross and see what's happening for you, Pisces. As this is a general reading, I never know what's happening, what's coming up here. Which is kind of cool. And that's also why I started doing the love readings too, because I found that was kind of missing. And so, yeah, so now I'm doing them separate. All right. So I will be clarifying these cards as we go along, and I also am going to draw cards from the universe through the Wisdom of Avalon oracles. Okay, so we've got, from the universe, we've got the Rebirth card, Judgment. And I'm just going to clarify that right off with the Nine of Pentacles and the Justice card. So I think what's happened here is that this is a rebirth. It's kind of like an awakening, more even than a rebirth. It's like kind of an awakening. And when you've been asleep for a while and you kind of have dreams, and in your dreams you kind of get images and, maybe openings of, things that when you wake up you go, wow, I wonder what that was about. That's kind of where I see this. This is kind of like an awakening from a dream and having a vision during that dream. And part of that vision that was given to you, it was given to you because you kind of asked for it. And a lot of times before we go to sleep, our subconscious does kind of ask for certain things to come if we're doing healings or whatever's happening, right? And this looks to me like what this is about. It's about where you can harvest your what you've accumulated up until now. So it's showing up as being what you personally, now this isn't you as a group or anything else, this is you personally, kind of have a lot of resources and are ready to put those out into the world, share them, and bring it to fruition, just kind of like harvest time, right? And this could be knowledge, this can be, it can be all kinds of things. It can be wealth of some form or another, as an extension of your independence in a way. And so I think that's what the universe is bringing you as this vision for your futures. How can you do that? And then we've got the star showing up in position above you. And then also the Seven of Swords. So that's interesting because with the star, it's kind of like a healing for you, because it's time for you to move from this sort of kind of feeling of defeat or oppression, and taking it and taking the ideas and stuff, or the kind of what you maybe were using there to survive, and moving them into a productive place for harvest, like I say, with the Nine of Pentacles showing up here. Okay, so using the swords not as a way of surviving the oppression or the, that where you feel like you've been living, and then moving them into, taking with you into where you feel, because a lot of healing has taken place for you, and I think it's now inspired you to then move into a more productive part where it's not just about surviving or defending yourself, but it's about being independent and about creating, harvesting your wealth, so to speak. All right, and then you've got the Six of Cups in a position below you. So I think it's returning, and the Page of Pentacles showing up there. So your first clue around where you're going to, bring that so that it becomes something, an offering to the world in terms of knowledge or sharing, is with the Six of Cups. So I kind of feel like it's going back to something that was passionate for you at a point in your life when you were younger. And yeah, I kind of feel like it's going back to that dream. I think that's what that dream is. I think it was like an image of something that was important to you, something that you shared, and something that you were excited about, and something that for some reason then turned into that kind of oppression zone, so to speak. Okay, then we've got the Empress showing up in your immediate past, and the Magician. So this is really very significant, because it's kind of about once again, wanting to share, wanting to give birth to passion and to creativity. And the Magician is kind of that transformation. So looking for transformation in your life, creating transformation in your life, because it could be self-transformation. And as I said, you've got the Justice card here too. So the universe is, supporting this. So being able to use that to transform not only yourself, but I think others around you by giving birth to this creative energy. Okay. Then we got the Seven of Wands and the Nine of Wands showing up. So the Seven of Wands is, like I said, in the past, I felt like anything new or exciting that would come at you, you kind of held back, and because it felt like you were just surviving in that oppressive zone. And now I feel like you've done a lot of growth around that and went through a lot to get there, because you've got the Wounded Warrior card here. But the growth is standing, and it's time for you to move into who you are and what you've created, even though you're feeling wounded by the world or whatever right now. Because now I feel like the things that are coming into your life are an extension of this growth, and they're not the enemy or the oppressor, or whatever where you were defending yourself before. All right, does that make sense? I'm just going to draw a clarifier on that. Yeah, and so beginning with this new energy, this sense of putting out and drawing in a new, communicating to call your own herd together. It's time for you, I think, to move in to where, your own kind of people are, because then you won't feel like you're in that war zone or that oppressive place. All right, and I think that's what you're going back to, this childhood thing, because I think then is when you had a taste of that, and it was a lot purer, and it was a lot based on truth and your truth and your heart, and now wanting to kind of renew that as you've grown and developed, and realizing that I want to be in the world, but I want to be in the world and I want to draw in people that are like me, so we can build something together. Because you're moving on to this new path as the Ace of Wands right now, with the Queen of Swords guiding it. And so I think the Queen of Swords, now that's either your card or it could be another person. It's a queen, but it doesn't mean it's feminine, it's female, but it is a feminine energy combined with communication, the search, like able to cut through bullshit kind of thing, okay, with her sword. And so it could be somebody in your life, or it could be that part of you. You move on to this new path. So really cutting through to the truth of the new path, and not buying into any kind of delusional thinking or that kind of thing. That could be based on fear, it could be based on all kinds of things. So what I see with the Queen of Swords, and as I say, it could be another person, where they go like, no, this is your new path, and that's, no, you're buying into fear, no, you're, like really cutting through stuff to help you discern the difference between growth and things that you might be avoiding, okay? Then you've got the King of Pentacles showing up here, along with the Five of Wands and the Eight of Swords. So very determined to move beyond fear and move beyond, beyond kind of being imprisoned, as I said back here, by the oppression and stuff. Because I think, you don't completely trust what's going on in your mind right now. So you're wanting to free yourself from the past. And so you're kind of engaging in I'm going to push myself forward, even though I'm still afraid, even though everything's saying, this is dangerous, this is that. It doesn't matter. I'm going to do it anyway because I'm going to move towards passion again and towards life again and the life source. And the King of Pentacles shows me that you're perfectly capable of withstanding, your own fears and stuff, because I feel like you're standing on a lot more solid ground now than you might have been back here with the Seven of Swords showing up. Okay, so I kind of feel like you're in a good, it's not a male or female card, but it's kind of the masculine, divine masculine energy of being able to manifest stability and material value in your life. And then we've got the Page of Cups, so the beginning of moving into that place where you feel guided by heart, being able to create, the more creative place, kind of with passion, but this time finding a way that you can incorporate that into your real life. Okay, it's not just something you do on the side or something that you kind of keep inside you, but now you actually share it and bring it out and incorporate it so that it becomes a productive part of the King of Pentacles, right? So now that you're kind of at this place, you can add this to it, not become it. All right, does that make sense? And with the beginning of that, you've got the Ace of Pentacles showing up and the Seven of Cups. So all kinds of possibilities are kind of going around in your head right now, in terms of what you could create in the future for yourself on this new path. Like, oh, I could do this and I could do that. And because it's going to be fairly all-encompassing, it's going to accompany the Pentacles. So this time, as I said, will this make money? Will this support me? Will this be manifest, into the material world? So with that Ace of Pentacles, those are always the questions you're going to ask each one of these Seven of Cups as they evolve. And then you've got the Queen of Swords there kind of going, okay, will this turn into something real? Is it just another, or not another, but could it be a self-sabotage? Because sometimes we do that. We come up with, really crazy ideas and pretend that they're, going to actually turn into something. And that throws you off balance. And so that's what I see here. So entering that world again, but always looking at ideas and stuff as to how I can make, create stability as well in my life. Because that helps overcome fear as well. And that's what the Magician's about, is that kind of transformation taking place with the Empress. So we got the Emperor showing up with the Empress. So it's once again the combining of those energies. So the Emperor representing, because a lot of decisions need to be made and choices need to be made here. And the choices, have to come from the new perspective. And the new perspective is engaging the Emperor and the wisdom of the Emperor. And that could be that part of you. It could be part of your, your psyche kind of thing. Or it could be somebody else, once again, like you've got the Queen of Swords. So other people that maybe challenge you and say, okay, this decision, this choice you're making, is it coming from this perspective where you can put the two together, where you can, create abundance in your life and express yourself, and they mirror each other and combined create a life, right? Then we've got the Queen of Cups showing up. So I feel like this new path has, that, you've kind of gone inside yourself and kind of taken and kind of done an assessment, and with this, as I said, this judgment, where you were asleep and had all these dreams. During that sleep time, where the vision started to come, it was also a time when you were able to reflect on your own inner values and your own inner beliefs about yourself. And now being able to use that to light up your future, because you're ready for a commitment to something that's very close to your heart here, okay? With the Eight of Pentacles then, in a position where what you want is, I want to turn this into work. What I really want to do, I want to turn this into work. I want to do this, but I want to turn it into kind of like a job or a project or work, which is Pentacles, once again to create stability in my life as well. So combining the two. So it's kind of like the cross. If we look at the cross, it's matter and spirit in balance. And that's why I feel like, I see this in a lot of cards right now. Because the universe is your outcome card, and it signifies the end of a cycle, right? Where I felt like kind of like where you were, you know, in that conflict area. And now I feel like that's the end of that, and the world opening up more and bringing you into a place where that conflict doesn't exist because you're combining the two together. So you're not at odds with the world, in other words, as I felt like you were here feeling oppressed by the world. So you're not at odds with it anymore. Instead, you're engaging it, but you're engaging it at a heart level and at a spirit level and putting the two together, okay? I'm going to leave it at that right now, Pisces. I will be doing an extended, and I'll be taking a look at this new cycle opening up for you and see if we can get more information on it. And I'll take a look at the Eight of Pentacles and see what kinds of things you want to build there. But first I'm going to draw a card from the universe, and we've got the Swan. So the Swan is about transformation, okay? Remember we had the Magician there, and trusting the psychic gifts. So trusting yourself, and trusting yourself at that level that you can create that, as we've got the Seven of Cups and the Ace of Pentacles showing up. So that trusting the psychic gifts, that they're going to lead you to creating an abundant life for yourself as well. All right, I'll leave it at that, Pisces, and I might see you in the extended reading if this did resonate for you. Otherwise, I'll see you next week.